Hi, I'm Vikram Gupta. I'm the Chief Product Officer, SVP and GM of the Edge AI Processor Division at Synaptics. We're very excited to launch our next in our series of processors under the Astra umbrella. It's called the SL2610 series, and it's a line of Linux processors where we're offering a really compelling dual-core Cortex A-class SoC with a 3D GPU and our NPU, which we have actually designed with in collaboration with Google. And we're very excited about it because it is going to cover a range of applications for both the consumer and the industrial market. Yes, so when we launched the Astra line of processors last year, we wanted to focus on coming up with a line of processors for the IoT market with a focus on Edge AI. And these processors, we wanted to be designed with a very AI-focused mindset. And so when we started doing it, we really thought about what all we can do to innovate in AI so that we can offer the right ingredients in these processors, as well as make the AI customer journey very easy for our customers. And so as part of that journey, we decided that we will come up with these SL2600 series of processors, which are offering all of that innovation in AI in a very compelling cost point to seed a whole new range of applications across a consumer and industrial market. So it's our Linux line of processors that will cover a broad range of applications, and we are extremely proud of launching it today. So that's one of the reasons we started with an AI-focused mindset when we designed it. We wanted to make sure that we were using the latest tech from an AI technology standpoint, and also at the same time, we wanted to be future-proof. AI is actually advancing at a very fast rate. We hear a lot about it in the cloud, but the edge is also evolving a lot. And so the way we think about it is we want to really make sure we have the right ingredients into this processor so that when our customers design with it, they have something that can last for a very long time, and they're able to actually even update it as their product life cycle goes on. So we had this philosophy of making sure that we put our thoughts down with all the stuff that I mentioned to you about, and then we engaged with a whole bunch of customers, get their thoughts into the mix, and adjusted our thinking as we went along, and finally settled on the definition of the SL2610 that we are extremely proud of. And we think it's going to cover a range of markets, applications, and we feel very good about it. It's a good question. I think there's a lot of talk today about the AI in the data centers and the cloud. It's getting a lot of the attention. But what we are seeing is that because of the attention on the cloud, over time there is going to be a spilling of that AI stuff into the edge space as well. And this is going to come for various reasons, for a latency of response for the edge products, privacy reasons, also energy consumption is talked about. You will see edge becoming more and more relevant. And the way I think about it is there's going to be a natural osmosis of AI that's going to go across, starting from the cloud all the way to the very far edge. And we want to be ready with the right kind of products to service all of that. Interesting question. When we decided to take this AI native approach to addressing the IoT for the processors, we decided that we wanted to be in control of the AI sauce that goes into the processors. And so instead of picking IP off the shelf from an IP vendor, what we decided was to come up with our own AI hardware accelerator IP. And when we did that, we also got, through a third party, exposed to Google and what they were thinking about how to approach AI at the edge. And we got together, we started discussing, we felt like there was a lot of meeting of the mind, and we decided we should collaborate. And so Google has this Coral NPU, which they were trying to also develop for the edge. And we put the NPU that we were coming up with along with the Coral NPU and decided to come up with the first instantiation of this new AI accelerator that we are going to incorporate in all of our Synaptics processors moving forward. So we are the flagship partner with Google to implement their Coral NPU with our hardware also incorporated, as well as all of our software and compilers as well. And we plan to open source all of this to enable the ecosystem for the edge and seed the edge in a more meaningful way. So that's how the collaboration came about. Now, from our standpoint, the benefit is that we partner with a big company like Google, who has a lot of investment going on in AI, so we get the benefit of it. From their perspective, they have a silicon partner who actually takes some of this IP and implements it in silicon products at the edge, so they see the fruition of that also happening. So it's a very symbiotic relationship. Yes, what we are seeing is a trend, as the cloud is becoming, as the models in the cloud are becoming more and more powerful, what we're also seeing is that there's an evolution to make these models more efficient. So if you have a billion parameter model that can run and do certain things, you can see that it's getting crunched up to be 500 million for the same level of functionality so that it can be used on the edge. So there is an evolution and an innovation that's happening of these models coming down to the edge with very similar capabilities, not full-blown capability, but very similar capability that you can do very meaningful things of the same nature at the edge. So those are the kinds of models that we want to be able to run very effectively on our edge AI processors that Synaptics offers. It is very exciting. And I see a lot of folks who are working really hard at Synaptics to make this all a reality. But the one thing that keeps it going for them is that they feel like they really got their hands on some really interesting technology, and they're very excited in shaping it to implement it and deliver it in a way that customers can ultimately use it. And they see the effect of all of this out there in the world. So it's all good stuff. It's very exciting. If you ask some of our competitors, they rather keep things closed, but our mindset is that we want to be able to enable the edge as fast as possible. And the best way to do it, in our view, is to go with an open source approach and source it from the community. Source innovation from the community and sort of democratize the edge in a way that that also showcases how we think about it from a mindshare perspective. We want it to be something which enables a whole host of applications across a variety of products at the edge, and we think that going open source and enabling all of this to happen that way is probably the fastest way to do it. And yes, we benefit from getting the power of the community to innovate. Security is something that we incorporate in all of our products, and everybody should. Security is a whole separate ball game. One has to consider security in the context of all IoT products, and even this SL2610 series that we're launching has PSA level 3 security, which is pretty damn good for the kinds of products that this will go into. So what my colleague was referring to was, you remember I said it was the Google Coral NPU? So their implementation is RISC-V based. And then I had mentioned that we did hardware modifications to that system to make it more efficient. So you can think of it as the RISC-V engine from Google for the Coral NPU with a Synaptics NPU, which is giving it a really efficient assist to doing what it needs to do. And that combination together is supported by a compiler that we worked on jointly, and that's how it all comes together. We're going to keep innovating and we're going to keep simplifying the AI journey in a way that makes that dream of enabling the edge come true. So we're going to be relentless about that, and we're going to continue to move the ball forward. I don't expect it to just be covered by this one launch, but we're going to be doing a series of processors, and you'll hear more from us in the future.